Good day guys, for this video I would like to discuss about the concept of strategic human resource management. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Balangquit from Colegio de Montalban. Okay guys, let's go. Strategic human resource management is unpinned into three concepts. The first one is the source-based view. The second one is strategic fitness, and the last one is strategic flexibility. Let's talk first about the source-based view. To a large extent, the philosophy of strategic human resource management is based on the resource-based view. This states that is the range of resources in an organization, including its human resources, that produce its unique character and create competitive advantage. The resource-based view was developed by Penrose in 1959 and expanded by Werner Felt in 1984. Also provide a durable basis for strategy by Grant in 1991. And build and provides a unifying framework for the field of strategic human resource management by Camacho in 1996. In 1991 to 1995, J. Barney states that competitive advantage arises when firms within the industry are heterogeneous with respect to the strategic resources they control. And second, when these resources are not perfectly mobile across firms, and thus heterogeneity can be long-lasting. Creating sustained competitive advantage therefore depends on the unique resource and capabilities that firms brings to competition in its environment. These resources include all experience, knowledge, judgment, risk-taking, propensity, and wisdom of individual associated with the firm. For a firm resource to have potential for creating sustained competitive advantage, it should have four attributes. It must be valuable, rare, imperfectly, and lastly, non-suitable. To discover these resources and capabilities, managers must look inside their firm for valuable, rare, and tomate resources, and then exploit their resources through their organization. In 1992, Wright and McMahon also argued that competitive advantage through people resources arises because there is no heterogeneity in their availability in the sense of differences that exist between them across firms in an industry, and they are immobile in the sense that competing firms may be unable to recruit them. Okay, let's move to the strategic fit. As I explained by Wright and McMahon, strategic fit refers to the two dimensions that distinguish strategic human resource management. First, vertically, it entails the linking of human resource management practices with the strategic management process of the organization. Second, horizontally, it emphasizes the coordination of congruence among the various human resource management practices. Let's move on to the strategic flexibility. Strategic flexibility is defined as the ability of the firm to respond and adapt to changes in its competitive environment. Environmental differences will affect the flexibility strategy. As indicated by Wright and Snell in 1998, in a stable, predictable environment, the strategy could be not to develop people with a narrow range of skills or not to develop multi-skilled people and elicit a narrow range of behavior. The need is to achieve resources flexibility by developing a variety of behavioral scripts and encourage employees to apply them in different situations, bearing in mind an increased amount of discretionary behavior that may appropriate in different roles. Let's move on to the perspective of strategic human resource management. Taking into account the concept of the resource-based view and the strategic fit, Hilary and Doty in 1996 contend that organizations adopting a particular strategy require HR practices that different from the required by organizations adopting strategies, and that organizations with greater congruence between their HR strategies and their business strategies should enjoy superior performance. They are identified in three human resource management perspectives. The first one is the universalistic perspective. Some HR practices are better than others, and all organizations should adopt these best practices. There is a universal relationship between individuals. Best practices are firms and performance. The second one is the contingency perspective. In order to be effective, an organization's HR policies must be consistent with other aspects of organization. The primary contingency factor is the organization's strategy. This can be described as vertical fit. The last one is the configurational perspective. This is a holistic approach that emphasizes the importance of the pattern of the HR practices, and it's concerned with how the pattern independent variables is related to the dependent variable of organizational performance. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, the best practice approach. This approach is based on the assumption that there is a set of best HRM practices and that adopting them will inevitably lead to superior organizational performance. They are universal in the sense that they are best in any situation. A number of these best practices have been produced by Pepper in 1994. The first one is employment security, and second, selective hiring. The third one is self-managed teams. The fourth one is high compensation contingent on performance. And next, training to prove a skilled and motivated workforce. Number 6, reduction of status differentials. And lastly, sharing information. For the last, let's talk about the problem with the best practice model. The best practice rubric has been attacked by a number of commentators. Capelli and Crocker-Hefter in 1996 comment that the notion of single set of best practices have been overstated. There are examples that virtually every industry of firms that have very distinctive management practices. Distinctive human resource practices shape the core competencies that determine how firms compete. That's all my report. Thank you for watching.